I always see this quote that says, needing nothing attracts everything. And a lot of people nowadays will say, like, oh, well, I'm struggling. Like, I need money. I need groceries. I need this. I need that. That does not mean that you're not aware of the fact that, oh, I'm struggling financially or whatever your situation is. It doesn't mean that you're not aware of it. It's just, can you take a moment and express gratitude for what you already have? Okay. Can you do that in the midst of your storm, in the midst of you going through these hardships? It takes a very strong, strong person to thank God and smile when you're having a hard time. And a lot of people right now are having a hard time, but very few people are having a hard time and are thanking God for waking up every day and having breath in their body, or their kids still being here, them still being healthy. You still got a roof over your head, or you still got food in the fridge. Like, I know everybody's situations is different, but whatever your situation is, if you're able to wake up every day and thank God and express gratitude for what you do have and not focus on what you don't have, which I get is easier said than done, that shows that I don't need anything I am not without, because I have everything I need with me right now. Okay. But I just feel like when you're going through things like that and it's something that you cannot change, the worst thing that you can do is dwell in the sadness and misfortune. That's not going to help you. Like, yeah, you can feel your feelings. You can be human. You can express emotions. You can be angry. You can be sad. You're allowed to feel like that. But how is that anger and sadness serving you, especially when it has to do with something that you cannot control? If you can't control and change your situation right this second, there's no point of being upset about it. I'm going to try my hardest to be grateful for what I do have, because I understand that that state of gratitude is going to help me. If I let my mental health get affected, that's not going to help me. Okay. And I know it's easier said than done, but I also feel like a lot of people need to hear this. There is no harm in thinking positive in a bad situation. There's no harm in that. And I know you're going to go back and forth in your mind and say, well, I'm trying to be positive, but it's not helping. I've been waiting for justice, but it's not helping. I understand you're going to go back in your mind and feel that way because you're human, but it's not going to help. It's not. And that's just the truth. That's the ugly truth. And sometimes the truth hurts, that you could be having the worst season of your life and all you want to do is throw a pity party and cry and just feel down about it. That's not going to help you at all. It's really not. The only thing that can help you is crying, releasing, venting, journaling, talking to God with the intention of releasing it. Like, I'm in pain, I'm sad, I need to release this off of me. I need to take this off of me. I don't want to keep this and hold this in, because holding it in isn't helping me. You have to get to a point where, okay, life is going to happen. It's never going to stop happening. Newsflash. It's never going to stop happening. But the moments that it does happen, all right, I'm going to cry. All right, I'm going to throw my pity party. I'm going to get angry. I'm going to get upset. I'm about to journal. I might even go off on God. Like, I'm really upset right now. But when I'm done, I'm transmuting that energy. And I will literally sit there with tears streaming down my face. And I will say positive affirmations. I will transmute that energy. I will switch my energy to a more positive mindset. It's easier to do it because you have released whatever heaviness was on your heart. But to continue to feel heavy is not going to help you. It's just not. And your mental health is the most important thing about you. Like, your brain and your mental state is extremely important, because there are people who have changed their life for the better and ruined their life for the worse because their mental health was not in the right place. It's scary when you slip into those dark spaces. It's very scary because sometimes you don't know how you're going to get out of that situation. So that's why I make my mental health a priority. And I'm grateful that I went through that season, because it taught me a lot about myself, my resilience, my strength, my relationship with God. And it also taught me that the mind is very powerful. And if I focus on the good, good will come. God didn't say he was going to come tomorrow. He didn't say he was going to come next week. He didn't say he was going to come a month from now. There's a lot of people who are waiting for the goodness to show up. Okay. There's a lot of people who they've been going through it for a long time. And I promise you, as cliche as it may sound, as corny, whatever you want to call it as it may sound, a switch in mindset will change your life, okay? You cannot, I repeat, wallow in self-pity no matter what you're going through, because it's not going to help you. It's not, okay? Like, you got to tap into your optimism, your faith, whatever you can do, but make sure that at the very least you keep your mental health intact. And unfortunately, for a lot of the world, it's very hard to think positive if you're not in a good place mentally. And I had that season. So what I did, because I recognized that it's hard for me to think positive, because in my head I'm going through depression. Like, I'm not mentally like grounded right now. I'm not spiritually grounded. So what I did, I focused on mental health first, okay? That's the first thing I did. What do I need to fix about my childhood or any trauma, that what's going on inside of me where I can't even think positive? I can't even think clearly, because a lot of times situations aren't as bad as you think they are, but whatever is going on inside of you is making you feel like it is. So that was my first step. Let me fix my mental. Let me make sure that's good. Once I got that in order, it was way easier for me to think positive. And once I started thinking more positive, I came up with solutions. I was able to hear God and connect with God more. And God was literally just telling me, he put me through that season because he wanted me to walk in my purpose. And he wanted me to remove certain people from my life who were not doing me no good. I need to isolate you right now because you have somewhere I'm trying to take you, and you can't go there doing what you were doing before or being around people you used to be around. So if I have to destroy your entire world basically to get your attention, I'm going to do it, because I see where you're going. You don't see where you're going, but I do. So I just need you to trust me, and that's what I did. So for whoever is going through this situation right now, where you may be feeling defeated or you may be feeling like things are not making sense, I really need you to try to think positive, a switch in mindset. And I know people are tired of hearing that. Oh, you just saying switch my mindset. You haven't even begun to do it. So how do you know it doesn't work? Have you ever tried to switch your mindset? Have you ever tried to stop thinking so negative? Have you ever tried to look on the positive side of things? Have you ever tried to work on your mental health? Have you ever tried to go to therapy? Have you ever tried? A lot of people who complain and say things don't work, they've never tried to do it. Like, things take time. Try to do it. It's not going to hurt you if you read positive affirmations after you finish crying, or if you don't have to cry, you just want to say them. It's not going to hurt you to sit and imagine your dream life and what you want to attract to yourself. It's not going to hurt you to talk to God. It's not going to hurt you to journal. That's what we try to stress to people like me who have gone through those seasons. We try to stress to people, just give it a try, because it's not going to hurt you, okay? What will hurt you is you not dealing with your trauma, not dealing with your pain. Keep on throwing the pity parties. Keep on having people around you who you're not supposed to have around you. Keep on drinking that alcohol when you know it's not good for you. Just keep on doing those drugs and see where that gets you. That is going to hurt you. Maybe it feels good to you at the moment, but it's not going to help you. And at some point, we all have to take responsibility for our own life and understand nobody is coming to save you, okay? As harsh as that may be, it's the truth. Nobody's coming to save you. And sometimes in life, you got to be your own savior. I tell you all the time, God is not just, at least that's been my experience, God is not just, he's never babied me. He's never just like done every single thing for me, just like a parent. Like, if you want your child to learn anything about accountability and responsibility, you got to let them fall sometimes, because if they don't fall, they're not going to know what getting up is like. So a lot of times in life, God will sit there and watch you suffer. And I know it sounds bad, and I'm trying to explain it in a way that makes sense, but it's the truth. And even for people who don't believe in God, life will watch you suffer. No one's coming to save you. And if you can take responsibility for the fact that, okay, yeah, my mental health is not in check. I am suffering with depression. I may have anxiety. My bills, I'm having an issue with my bills right now. Like, whatever it is, you got to be able to look at those situations and do what you can, okay? What can you do in that situation to pull yourself out of? There is no I can do nothing, okay? As much that's going on in the world, there is no I can do nothing to save my situation, because what you're saying is you're powerless and you plan on going through this forever. Now me, I'm resilient, I'm a rebel, I don't take no for an answer. I intend to win. I don't care how many times I've ever fallen in my life. I intend to win. I do things with intention. I move with intention. So if I have already decided I'm going to be successful, those little bumps in the road mean nothing to me. They're only there to teach me something. And that's how I choose to look at situations, because otherwise I would lose my mind. Okay? So if you want to stop losing your mind, you're going to have to change your perception. I'm sorry. You're going to have to change your mindset. You're going to have to look at the things that you have gone through and those lessons completely different. You're going to have to look at it different, because if you don't, you're going to go crazy. Once you start looking at those situations differently, you are able to come up with solutions. But I don't feel like there's just none. There's something that can be done. So you just got to figure out what that thing is, okay? So for the people who ask me this all the time, that's my answer. You have to flip your perception, okay? You have to flip your perception. One of my favorite quotes is, it's not so much as what is there, it's the perception you make when you look. Pretty sure Neville Goddard said that. I quote him a lot. But that is one of my favorite quotes, because that's real. There's people who are going through the exact same situation as you, like down to the T, all right? And they are looking at that through a completely different set of lens. One of these people feels defeated. One of these people feels empowered. And that's just the truth of life. And it's the only thing separating these two people is literally just their perception of it, okay? And I hope I don't sound insensitive to anybody. I just hope that whoever needs to hear it hears it and receives it well, and takes it and allows it to empower them through whatever situation they're going through, and change their perception. Be good delusional. Everything's working out. Even if it doesn't look like it is, it still is. If you can think with the mindset of, I intend to succeed, I intend to win, I intend to have the life that I painted in my head, these little moments in life don't really matter, because you've already won. That's why they say time does not exist and everything is happening simultaneously, because it is. You've already won. Whatever is happening at this present moment is still something important for you to go through to get to that winning moment or that winning season or whatever. All of these things are supposed to happen. That's why they say life is a game, or life is like a simulation. You got to know how to play it. And the ones who win are the ones who don't accept defeat.